we'll begin the ceremony by standing for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Congressman Mike McNulty, and we will remain standing for the invocation led by American Legion Chaplain Elmo Kiersing.
Dear God, please bestow upon us your blessings at this ceremony gathering of friends, family, and veterans.
Now to present a proclamation to the family of Julius Battibulli, I have the pleasure of introducing a fellow combat veteran, Albany County Executive Daniel P. McCoy.
Never forgetting where he came from. And only, I was like chuckling, and Julius, how do you get Chuck out of Julius? And I'm like, there's some story in the family behind that one, because we all get our nicknames. In a big family, I always say it's a blessing and a curse when you have a lot of siblings. It's good and it's bad. And you get nicknames that stick with you for your whole life. And when I saw that, and we're like, how do you get, we were talking about this, and we're like, Chuck out of Julius. But the impact he had, not just on his community, on his post, on what he loved to do, but his love he had for his siblings and for his family and for his nieces and nephews. So it's an honor to stand here to honor such an extraordinary man that moved out of Albany, came to Colony, but never forgot where he came from, his roots, and his fine memories of his friends and his family. So it's an honor to stand here to say to you, thank you for letting me in honoring such an extraordinary man and to his legacy. So thank you.
It is just great to honor him this morning and to say thank you for his service. I thank the selection committee. Their job is an awesome task to choose each month to name that individual that will be recognized. And thank Congressman McNulty and then County Exec Hoblock for having planted the seed for this whole legacy, now over 30 years in operation, to say thank you to our veterans in a most humbling way. Obviously his connection as one in the greatest generation carries forth with that ultimate service and just love of country. And there's a common thread there with our members of the military from the greatest generation. Very humble, never talked about what they accomplished, but nonetheless, awesome tasks that they had achieved on behalf of the country. So in tribute to Uncle Chuck and to his career and his love of family and community, to honor his service, his memory, his legacy, I ask that a flag be flown over our nation's capital in recognition of his service and with grateful thanks and humble thanks for his selflessness in providing that service to the country.
An early thank you, an early thanks for all Uncle Chuck did and then came home and still stayed active. We stand on his shoulders. We more than appreciate the tremendous sacrifices, and thank you for giving us these few moments to acknowledge him. Thank you.
These students that are here with us, during that time, many of you would be serving in all sorts of different capacities. The responsibilities that you have to take on at that point, and the courage to continue to serve when you come home as well. And that's what Chuck did for 44 years. Those traditions of service, I'm sure, live on in your family today. The lessons learned, during that time, I'm sure, are passed down generation by generation, and that's what makes them the greatest generation. That sacrifice that they bore on our behalf brings us to the opportunities that we still have today, because it inspires future veterans as time passes. So it's a privilege to join with you today and celebrate his service. We do have a proclamation from the New York State Senate. Thank you very much.
Mayor Sheehan is not able to be here today, but I do have a proclamation. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I do want to read that whereas Julius Chuck Battibulli will always be remembered as a beloved brother and to his 4 siblings, and as an amazing uncle and granduncle to his many nieces, nephews, grandnieces, and grandnephews who carry forward his legacy of kindness, humility, and family devotion. Now, therefore, Kathy Sheehan, Mayor of the City of Albany, does hereby proclaim Monday, November 3, 2025 as Julius Chuck Battibulli Day in the City of Albany. So I'll give you this proclamation, suitable for framing, and you can keep it with his other mementos. Thank you.
He's missed. He did have siblings. He had Enrico, Yolanda, Thomas. Thomas was my father. Virginia, they called her Jenny, they called her Jenny. Well, I did. There were two other siblings that died in childhood, a brother named Mario and a sister named Agustina. And all I can tell you is that being in this family and being young, it was predominantly Italian and it was close-knit, and we had Sunday dinners together in a kitchen, a small kitchen on Jefferson Street, and you could smell the aroma in that house when my grandmother would be cooking early in the morning. And this kitchen, you have to imagine, was a big table, and you just fit around it. And they had cheese, a chunk of cheese, and they'd grate it, and they'd pass the grater around. And he was a figure there that I always saw. And I'm sure he helped out with all the cooking, too. There was a lot of it. They were good years, and I miss them. I miss him, too. I miss him very much. And I hope that he's at peace where he is. I hope he's looking down at all of us, and I'm really grateful that everybody's here to help celebrate him.